What is up, everyone? Welcome to Love Wrestling's special edition WWE Draft SmackDown Watch Along. I am Cody. That's Laurence. Other way.
Hey.
Laurence. What's going on tonight, Laurence?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited for this draft. See who ends up where.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll end up on classic ECW. Who knows? It's a wild night.
Classic ECW or WWE
ECW, the real ECW, the WWE ECW. That's the only one I know.
I mean, I see you're rocking the jacket. Maybe you'll get drafted to Raw as War.
Yep. One can only hope. Or maybe I end up on Fightful.
Or maybe they just decide to draft us to stay here on Love Wrestling.
Yep.
Lots of speculation coming into tonight, though. Any guesses on what we're going to see?
I maybe see a couple NXT call-ups. Maybe Dakota Kai tonight. I don't know. Apparently they've been going backwards and forwards with it for a while. What to do? You've also got the networks involved who each want to keep and get other big stars onto their shows.
Yeah, that's always the big thing, right? Is trying to please both the fans and the networks and the CEOs and the stockholders and everyone else that they have that wants to be pleased by their product.
Yeah.
Definitely some bigger NXT names that I'm thinking we might see. Something like a Pete Dunne or a Kushida or guys who aren't really in title pictures, or like Kushida just dropped his title. So
yeah.
There we go. Are we starting it off right off the bat with these two?
I wouldn't be surprised if Bianca Belair goes to Raw.
Yeah. Whichever way they decide to split, I think Bianca and Charlotte have to go together. Ooh, SmackDown with the first pick.
I think they both have equal picks this time for the first time.
Yeah. I apologize if you're that all behind me on the stream here too. Let me know if Pat McAfee gets too loud on my headphones too. I'm surprised that he's going alone though. I guess they didn't have the factions set up together. Okay. So we start by reaffirming that the champs stay where they are.
Yeah. I mean, it was with the first one, it's pretty obvious with the second.
Yeah.
Like you knew Big E was going to stay there if they drafted Roman.
SmackDown taking the Queen, though? So we're trading women's champions, but keeping the men's the same?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so they've got to do the ceremonial changing of the colors.
Ooh. No. Okay. So they did split them up then. Mm-hmm. Guess we're not getting Charlotte versus Bianca anytime soon.
Yeah. Hey, my one prediction was right. Yay me.
It's an interesting split.
Yeah.
Plus, allows Becky to play off the fact that she feels slighted by not being taken in the first round. These CGI graphics are always so weird to me.
Yeah. Although these like Jacksonville Jaguars did a CGI Jaguar that looked better than all of these. So AEW wins again.
Oh.
Like they
I haven't seen the Jacksonville one. I saw last week, though, I think a video of the Carolina Panthers one.
Oh, it was the Carolina Panthers. Sorry. I was wrong. Yeah, you're right. I was an idiot.
Yeah, I know. I saw the Carolina Panthers one where it like jumps up and rips the flag down off the stadium and then chews it to shreds and then runs away. It was really good. It definitely like those CGI graphics were actually believable, whereas CGI bronze Roman standing up.
Yeah.
So weird.
So weird.
So you think they end up taking the Usos to keep the bloodline together still, or do you think we break them up?
No, I think you keep the bloodline together.
Yeah.
I think it's a solid, stable. Like they should at least build to them breaking up.
Yeah.
Or something like, and then finally turning on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's too much money and makes so much sense to keep them together.
I think the logical progression here is Roman ends up losing the title, and then the Usos have the tag titles and are like, wait, you're not the head of the table anymore. Yeah. We're the ones bringing in the bread for the family now. That's the way I think it should go in the long run. When you do that and where you do that can be anytime from the next 6 months to 2 years, really.
Yeah.
But the way the entire build of the feud or the faction has went, I think the best way to go about it to tear it apart is, well, you're not the tribal chief anymore.
Yeah. And him losing his mind on his cousins.
Yeah. Oh, this had so much potential to actually be like a great moment on Sunday, and then it just got ruined.
Yeah.
Did you watch the show on Sunday?
Yeah, I watched part of it. I've got to finish it down, finish it. But like I rewatched this main event because it's sort of a silly ending.
I don't mind the supernatural stuff. I mean, we've been doing it with Taker and Fiend and whatnot for so long that the silliness of it is part of the enjoyment.
Yeah.
But snapping the rope and telling me, oh no, it broke, as opposed to like, what? Did somebody hit the mechanism to disengage the rope? Like, that's so much easier to do because it was clear that it disengaged on all four corners at the same time.
Yeah.
That just play it as somebody sabotaged Finn. You could go back and even say that John Cena was the one back in a production truck, hit the button just to screw Finn out of the title again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll get there eventually. I liked how it came out, though, that, AEW this week with Miro and, Extreme Rules with Roman, that now Roman is God's favorite champion.
Yeah. I mean, God knows who the head of the table is.
Absolutely, Pluggo. It's where she's going. We got the Queen and the Tribal Chief on the same show now.
And Bianca and Belair to Raw. Big pickup for Raw.
The Big EST?
Yeah. Oh, God. If they did those intergender matches again, they should put them in a tag team together.
Yep. The Big EST. There you go.
Yeah.
I could go for it. That'd be a fun team to watch work together.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice before that the back of the shirt said that. The crowd erupts. He said the line. He said the line. Reminds me of Peter Griffin on Family Guy. He said it.
Yeah.
I think they're going to struggle to keep this Tribal Chief as a true heel for a long time, though. The fans are starting to turn the reaction on him.
That was my worry, because like the obvious build is to him versus The Rock. Like, it's so obvious, like the head of the table in the house The Rock built. Like, he's on SmackDown. The Rock built SmackDown.
Yeah. That Canada dude hopping into our comments. Thanks for joining us there. We had 4 picks. SmackDown got the first overall, took Roman Reigns. Raw then took Big E. So we've got both men's titles saying on their respective shows. SmackDown drafted Charlotte, and Raw drafted the EST, Bianca Belair. Interesting start, though, with an even split. No, actually, it's the men stay the same, but Charlotte moves from Raw to SmackDown, and Bianca moves the other way.
Yeah, so more than likely, they're going to move the title back the other way.
Yeah.
So
either Charlotte has to drop the title and you keep Becky on SmackDown, or Becky has to move or lose the title. Building to this show happening somewhere they can't mention.
Yeah. That shouldn't happen, that no one is happy is happening.
Basically, no one's ever happy it happens there.
Yeah. And
it still happens.
Almost every time a complete disaster.
I was watching the NJPW stuff this week, though, and it really weirded me out that Chase Owens is wearing a Crown Jewel t-shirt right now. Because he is the Crown Jewel.
Yeah. Like, I was just reminded that time they all were stuck in Saudi Arabia and they had to like call up all the NXT talent to work SmackDown Raw.
Basically, everyone who didn't make the trip had to be the SmackDown for that day because they couldn't get home in time.
Here we go. The pride of Saskatchewan.
The pride of Regina, Saskatchewan. The alpha male of our species, as Pat McAfee called him. I think last time he was on SmackDown, I think it was, and Pat said something along the lines of, if there was an alien invasion and this would be the man that we'd send to fight back the aliens.
Yeah.
What's going on, JPJ? Thanks for hopping in. That's bad, Mike. Like face Brock has basically just become lumberjack Canadian Brock as far as I'm concerned. Gonna talk, or is he just gonna stand in the ring and leave? Paul Heyman can't talk for both of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, he could be Paul Heyman for one and Paul Lee dangerously for the other.
There we go. Into Suplex City we go. Took a little bit of a detour, but we got there. Mick Foley on roids. Almost. We're missing a little bit of shaggier hair.
Yeah.
You know, when Brock came out at SummerSlam, I didn't really want to see the match.
Just a heads up, we're about to be rated by Speedball, I think.
Are we?
Yeah, he had like 200 people watching his stream.
Oh, amazing.
Hello, everyone rating us right now. We are currently watching SmackDown and talking about the draft.
All of the wonderful shenanigans coming up out of this wonderful WWE draft tonight, and the hype for the Roman and Brock match as we are seeing.
Yep. Also, shout out Speedball Mike Bailey. Thank you for the raid. I was watching the stream earlier. It was amazing. The third Friday Night Speedball, Montreal Drift, full of shenanigans.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Speedball. It's excellent to see everybody here.
The entire Speed fam is in the building. We are currently watching SmackDown, breaking down the draft as it happens.
Southside, we have had the first round of drafts, 2 picks going to each show so far. We had Roman Reigns first overall to SmackDown. We had Big E then going the other way back to Raw. The Queen, Charlotte Flair, was the second pick, making the first to make a move as she's joining the SmackDown roster. And then the EST, Bianca Belair, going the other way, moving over to Monday Night Raw. I was just about to say the same, JPJ, there, that when Brock showed up at SummerSlam, I didn't want to see Brock and Roman again. The hype that we've got over the last month has changed my mind. I'm ready to see this Brock come in against this Roman. It's a much different feeling than the last few have been.
Because he is just leaning into being Canadian, as he should be. Speed family values, Speed fam for life. That's how we do. Truly, once again, if you have a chance, follow Speedball Mike Bailey. Everyone here or on our channel for some reason doesn't. They are truly, the Friday Night Speedballs are a lot of fun. There's a lot of great talent in the IWS dojo that are working with them on it. Truly, truly a good time. So if you have time, you haven't seen it, well, watch the VOD back. I greatly enjoyed myself.
100% agree that I wish it was on another show that it's going to happen. Definitely don't want to support that show if we can help it, but it's definitely a match I'm still excited to see. We got a run in here of the natural Miss Astrid ready to join us here. Welcome to this stream. We've got a full house here tonight. We just got an amazing raid from Speedball Mike Bailey that we've got a lot of fun going on here.
Yes. Everyone in the Speed Am, if you can follow and maybe if you would like, subscribe to Love Wrestling. We do a lot of content on here.
All of our socials are scrolling down at the bottom there. Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. Definitely, if you enjoy it, check out Rate This Podcast. Give us a rate there. We enjoy all the feedback and all of the positive affirmation of the things that we do here at Love Wrestling.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't been watching. I was talking to Kayla, so
That's okay.
I didn't want to end it, but I knew I committed to this, so I wanted to watch it with you guys.
It's okay. Recap again for your sake, Astrid. We had Roman to SmackDown, Big E to Raw, Charlotte to SmackDown, and Bianca to Raw.
Oh, so Street Profits to Raw, that means soon?
Not yet. Usos haven't moved yet either. So.
Let's see.
Clearly, factions and teams and stuff aren't necessarily guaranteed, so we'll see if the bloodline stays together. Another comment here from Hal just mentioned the Friday Night Speedball title got funded.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I'm very excited about. I just wanted to be a 1998 Honda Civic. That was my pitch. It is awarded to whoever wins the title match.
And I finally get to see Laurence because his internet's working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on purpose. I specifically did not want to stream with Astrid. I have that clear in my contract.
I'm like, I want to do something with Laurence, and all of a sudden I go in and he's out, and I'm like, what is this? Is this a conspiracy going on?
Yeah.
I can never do anything with you together. Come on.
And that ends my time here. Good night.
On purpose. I set this up. Neither of these guys knew they were going to be streaming with each other.
So I saw us. Yeah, I saw you typing, so I'm like, do it. I know you want to do it.
Well, we've got this promo from Charlotte going here. Just a quick shout since Mike's mentioned it in the comments there. If you haven't already heard, Love Wrestling is promoting through Force Pro Wrestling October 15th in the Edmonton area. The Change the Game wrestling show at Edmonton's South Common Rec Room. If you're in the Edmonton area, definitely check it out on our Twitter or on site. Actually, you can get tickets on Eventbrite.com. Check it out October 15th. If you're not in the Edmonton area or can't make it out, our Twitch channel here, twitch.tv/LoveWrestlingCA, is going to be the exclusive home of streaming of this event. Lots of great local Canadian talent going to be on that card, on that show. If you can get a sub onto the channel here, you'll be able to join into the subs only chat. If not, just give us a follow. You'll be able to watch the show still. JPJ just shouting out possibly a Street Profits breakup split up tonight.
No, we don't need that kind of energy in this house.
Yeah.
No.
Don't want to see it, but there's at least a chance.
So I wonder now how it's going to be. It's like Charlotte going to lose the championship since she's on SmackDown? Or please don't trade it off at least. I don't want to see that again.
Yeah, I don't know. Either Charlotte's going to drop it or Becky's going to Raw, or Becky's losing the title to somebody going to Raw, one of the two.
Or they each get Sharpies and color them in.
That's worse than trading it.
Yeah.
Ew, KO.
Ed joining us in the chat. Nice to see you, Ed. Apparently, we're all Ed's kids, or at least Astrid and I are, and you're just our friend. And a shout out to Hal. Thanks for the subscribe. Just keep fighting. So Kevin Owens is now Dory. Got it.
I will have no one speak ill of my beautiful Montreal boy.
Oh yeah, I agree, JPJ. I just don't want to split them up. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Montez has what it takes. Montez can definitely hold his own in that ring. I think the Street Profits have a lot more they can do as a team, and I don't know that Angelo has as bright of a future if they pull him away. That I want those guys to do a lot more together before they split up.
Well,
How? Yeah. It's definitely speculation at this point. There's a lot of kind of teases and shout outs and stuff that I love KO. I'll follow and support him in whatever he does. There's a lot of people jumping all over the place right now that I don't know that it's something I want to see for more people to keep jumping and just overloading either side of the roster divide.
But he is definitely someone who's like a dream scenario for AEW. That was definitely on their list since the beginning.
Mike with a grand idea here. Montez and Dominic teaming together on Raw. Dominic's already had a ton of opportunity that very few people get just in terms of the names that he's got to work with on the main roster. He's clearly still somebody who's developing and probably should be in a developmental, but he's also really getting a lot of experience from what they're giving him. We've currently got KO and Happy Corbin, and apparently Happy Corbin has recruited, I think that's Riddick Moss, right?
You're right. I hope this is the end of this. I feel like we've seen this so many times already and haven't done it on pay-per-view yet.
Well, we've had Kevin and Corbin go back and forth a few different times throughout the entire broke Corbin, unhappy Corbin, homeless Corbin, happy Corbin.
He's been through all the phases of Corbin. At this point.
KO has been the one kind of tied up in this entire thing throughout Corbin's change of personality. So
I love them both, but yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I'm like I miss that Corbin like lone wolf from NXT. I loved him since I saw him doing that, and I'm like, I miss it.
Yeah, I definitely preferred balding, shaggy-haired Corbin over bald Corbin.
Yeah, I felt the need to get the King Corbin thing sort of played itself out, so they definitely needed a change.
He's went through all of it, right? He started with the Baron, and then he became a king, and then he became broke, and now he's happy.
Yeah.
The stages.
And by next year, he'll settle into upper middle class Corbin with a nice 2-car garage. Yeah.
We'll have Corbin sitting in the bourgeois.
I feel like, I don't know for you guys, but I feel like they just came back from commercial and everybody has another commercial.
Yeah. Came back, had both guys' entrances, start the match, go to commercial again.
I guess that's a new thing.
Yeah. Not nearly as fun as what we've been seeing on the other shows where we have one entrance, go to commercial, come back, promo, another entrance, then start the match, then another commercial. It's been our NXT streams for the last couple of weeks, right, Astrid?
I'm getting used to that already.
Yeah, definitely more content here on Love Wrestling. If you're not already subscribed to us, Astrid and I do a weekly Tuesday stream with Ed as well. The three of us break down every NXT following the NXT shows. We have our Weekend Elite Report where we have JPJ and Matt do their rundowns of the AEW shows. Tonight, about an hour after we finish this stream, I will be back on air with Matt and Mel as well as we go through the last week of NJPW. So if you're not already following or subscribed, definitely hit us up and keep in touch with following through all of the content we have, as well as lots of other things. We've got Quizplex, we've got Turnbuckle Talk, Turnbuckle Rewind, we've got Between Two Beards on Thursday nights, Legacy of from our man Josh Robinson every week. Tons of content here on Love Wrestling.
And if you just want to see this game blowing off stream on Saturday nights,
absolutely, that's always a fun time.
Yeah.
We even include our followers in our chat as well on those Saturdays sometimes that you can hop in and play some Jackbox or at least be an audience member on our Jackbox games with us.
Yeah, pulling that double duty today.
Yeah. It's a fun day. I get to watch some SmackDown, take a breather, come back, talk some NJPW, stay up all night to watch tonight's G1 matches. Sleep. Who needs that? We're back here. Corbin wearing a fantastic leopard print button-down shirt.
Are they doing the system like last year so far?
I don't recall exactly.
I mean, not last year, like the last one. I mean, not last year.
Yeah, I don't recall exactly what the last one was. They have Adam Pearce and Sonya are the ones that are coming out and reading their picks. Sonya read the SmackDown picks. Adam read the Raw picks.
Man, I was hoping for Charlotte and Bianca.
That's what I was thinking was coming too. Laurence predicted that Bianca was going to Raw, and I thought that she'd be going there to wrestle Charlotte. But then we get Charlotte drafted the other way. So,
I mean, Charlotte has done everything on Raw, so it makes sense for her to go to SmackDown again.
I do not recall this, but I wish that I had been watching Corbin's Twitch streams if this was the case.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for Owens and Corbin to do their thing here, who do you guys think? Who's our first NXT call-up we see tonight?
I think LA Knight.
Yeah. Oh, LA Knight's a good one. I'd like to see.
I want Dakota too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Pete Dunne.
Yeah, just signed the new contract apparently, or yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Dunne is the first face / first name that we get called tonight. But yeah, Dakota's a great one as well. I mean, LA Knight would be great on the main roster. I don't know if he's done everything for him in NXT yet either.
And I'm like
there's only so much for him to do there, and I think he's already like main roster material.
Yeah, like that's kind of how I feel about Kaylee Ray as well.
Yeah,
I feel like Vince is gonna like him, that meaty man, you know.
JPJ agreeing with Dakota as well. We've got lots of other names, though. I mean, EO is tied up in the tag team scene right now, but I could see EO being on that list, getting called up soon. We've got Kushida just dropped the Cruiserweight title, that he could be someone that might be in the mix there to come up. You got Cameron Grimes, that could be someone that they're ready to bring up. We've talked a little bit before, I think, on NX2, we might have mentioned possibly Legato and Hit Row as well. Hal agreeing with us there that with the shift in tone, LA Knight and Pete Dunne probably makes sense. And I do have that same concern, Hal, that, you know, there's definitely a possibility Dunne gets lost in the mix on the main roster. But when they've had him around for the couple brief appearances they've had him in their main roster before, they've definitely made him look good. So.
Yeah, that's only worrying about like you want them to get called up, but at the same time, do you really want them to get called up? Because they're probably gonna get lost, like half of them in here, and that's the part that I'm like, I rather you stay over there. You're fine.
That's my concern with Hit Row right now, right? I love Hit Row, but I don't know that I trust the main roster production and booking enough to do them right and do them justice, especially with someone like BFAB, who's extremely green. And with Top Dollar and Ashanti, who are really just kind of starting to come in their own in the ring as well. But Swerve absolutely could do it, but you don't want to break up Swerve and leave Hit Row without it.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
JPJ out here calling me out. Since we're talking about it, we gotta
Hit row.
Hit row. Don't worry, JPJ. Tune in on Tuesday nights. I do it every time.
But I feel weird compared to like last time. Is like they said that the changes don't take effect until after Crown Jewel.
Yeah.
So why do it now? Why don't you just make it after Crown Jewel?
I mean, I feel like that was kind of the case the last time that they had a draft right around Crown Jewel too, right? Where it didn't really take effect until afterwards, or like Crown Jewel was the last show they had with the wrestling each other, knowing that they were going to be split up. So
I think that's going to make the three-way really interesting for that.
Mike hopping in here, hoping that Ricochet moves to SmackDown. I just want to see Ricochet flourish in any division at this point. I think the guy is a workhorse and could fit well in a workhorse division like the Intercontinental. And Hal, if Hit Row are allowed to do what they're doing now on NXT, absolutely, they succeed 100%. But WWE being as scripted as it is, it's definitely something we saw happen with the Realest Guys when they came up and got kind of trapped into that catchphrase corner with the SAWFT and the 7 feet tall and can't teach that, and
there we go.
Didn't really get to be as
Yay.
Oh, that's big.
As unique as they were on the main show. Reacting here, King and Queen of the Ring just announced as official.
Queen and King of the Ring, 2 huge tournaments. Put Xavier Woods in the King of the Ring tournament. He wants it so badly.
Put Ricochet in the King of the Ring tournament. Give us King Ricochet.
Right. Oh, but it's interesting. It starts on SmackDown and it continues on Raw. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But
finally, another first. We haven't had that in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. We haven't had a first for the women in quite some time. Just in time to compete with the. Apparently, I clicked on Nightbot. Silly Nightbot. But while you're at it, Nightbot has a great point here. Grab some of our Love Wrestling merch at lovewrestling.ca/shop. We've got t-shirts, we got fanny packs, we got stickers, we got great stuff on there. The Queen's Crown tournament.
Yeah, I guess I don't want to give up too much compared to Charlotte's nickname, so
yeah.
It'll be that person versus Charlotte eventually.
Yep. We'll work towards the Queen's crown, having to fight the Queen for her crown.
See, I would like to see the semifinal and final on its standalone pay-per-view again. Because I always like the idea of somebody having to fight 2 matches in one night.
Yeah. That it worked so well for Jericho back in the day, being able to stand up and say he beat The Rock and Austin in the same night.
Yeah.
And
always a great style.
Kind of tournament like that.
Or one of my favorite papers ever was the King of the Ring 2001, where Kurt Angle had to fight 3 matches. He had to do both King of the Ring matches and Shane in that crazy match with Shane McMahon, where he almost murdered Shane McMahon.
Shane almost murdered him. Both of those guys at the end of that match. I saw I think it was a Broken Skull session I saw with Kurt or something, where Kurt was talking about how both of them ended up with fractured bones and just torn muscles and just half dead.
Because they were supposed to have a plate glass that was candy glass that was breakable, except they didn't put the breakable glass. They put a regular pane of glass, and Shane McMahon had to get suplexed multiple times through it and finally threw him through it.
Yeah, just ridiculous. I think Hal contradicting you here, Laurence.
I disagree. I want the man to be so happy. He just wants it so badly. I feel even him, just let him at least be in the tournament. Give him that at the bare minimum. Because last time he wasn't at all in the tournament.
And then everybody else here agreeing too about those King of the Ring tournaments back in 2001.
Yeah.
Definitely a great, memorable show. And that match, that scene of Shane being thrown into the glass is one of those everlasting memories of wrestling from that generation that everybody remembers seeing Shane landing on his head multiple times. Oh. Round 2 now? Becky has to go here, right?
Oh, I love Sonya's suit though.
Yeah. Her suit game is always on point.
Yeah.
Ooh. Get. I think that might be yours. We're picking up a little bit there, Astrid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Finally, some new people for Drew.
Yeah. But also, doesn't that pretty much say he's going to lose to Big E? Like, it wasn't all this enough.
Well, you said it, not me.
Yeah.
That's the only part about these like type of drops. I just like it feels kind of like a spoiler for some type of matches. But
Yeah.
So tag team titles are staying on Raw. Oh, we're breaking up the New Day again.
oh no, why didn't you guys learn from the last one? You
Let
gotta
them
be
be
kidding
great
me. Why? I'm surprised like the Usos haven't been drafted yet, right?
Yeah, no, they haven't.
Ouch.
We didn't take the bloodline as a whole, and now we picked both RK Bro and New Day over top of them. Yeah, we got JPJ mentioning there too that your volume might get us flagged there, Astrid, I think.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we have New Day broken up again, Mike. So we'll see Big E on Mondays and New Day on Fridays.
Okay.
Who will Drew challenge with his big sword this time? Probably the most obvious choice is going to be Roman Reigns.
See, I'm choosing to see the second New Day split like a divorced child. I just get 2 Christmases. I get 2 New Days.
Yes. Not sure what the Y is for, JPJ. Was it Y for New Day?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're all wondering why on that, especially if they keep the bloodline together still. Yeah, it is New Day. Hal too. It's 3 weeks after we put the New Day back together, we take them apart again.
Yeah.
Nice timing.
It's just a special feature, like when they put the Shield back together for 3 weeks and then took them apart again. And then decided to insert Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle into the story, because why not?
You mean the real Shield? The only Shield I recognize.
The Kurt Angle Shield?
Yeah.
I'll
Was
be
there
like, I
another
have no
one?
memory of that. No memory.
I don't know what you're talking about. There was one Shield. That was it.
I don't remember them saying that Angela had been drafted, though. How is he bringing her with him?
Why not?
But then we get the Rated R Superstar on Raw, which, I mean, whatever can get me more edge on TV, right? It's probably for the best if they're leaving Seth on SmackDown to keep these two apart now.
I feel like he never really had a brand though, or is it me? Because I feel like when he wrestled Randy, he was on Raw, and then he returned it. He was like with Seth, but he never got like an official brand to him
Yeah,
until now.
he was just kind of on that Legends deal where he came and went where he felt like.
Yeah, where he flip flops.
Or he was traded. Who knows? Maybe it was a behind the scenes trade that didn't get reported. That happens, right?
Yeah.
Like when Mandy got traded to NXT for somebody who never did appear.
But when they're gonna do like the later on, they're gonna do the other draft, like putting everything online on the website for everybody else that they think we don't care about.
Mike saying it might be good to let Big E get some big wins on his own before bringing the faction together again as a whole.
I mean,
Boss
he did.
Pedal
But, like,
Pedal has a great idea here too. First step to New Day on 3 brands competing for 3 world titles.
Yep.
I'll take it. Give me Xavier winning the NXT title, Kofi as Universal Champion. Let all 3 reign as champions at the same time.
But is even NXT considered a brand at this point?
Developmental brand. It's enough of a brand that we do our weekly shows about it. So
I know I consider a brand, but is WWE considered a brand? This is a different story.
Hal reminding us too, Laurence, of the real Shield. The Triple H Shield from house shows.
Oh yes, the other Shield. I recognize that one.
Our Lord and Savior Triple H doing whatever he can to get the Shield over.
The answer to at least 35% of the Quizplex questions.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say,
When in doubt, Triple H.
there you go.
And if it's not Triple H, it's probably Paul Levesque. Yay for Edge. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're always happy to see Edge here. I don't know any live crowd that isn't happy to see Edge.
Mm-hmm.
At least not since he was having celebration sessions in a bed in the middle of the Raw ring. But that's neither here nor there. It's not just me, right? It does feel like a lot of commercials.
I was gonna say that I feel like they lasted a while too.
No. Teasing his career getting ended by Rollins was probably a bit much. I mean, maybe a tad.
Yeah, I mean, especially like you came back from a real life neck injury. I don't always love because they always have to play up on that a lot.
What's up, Taekwon? Thanks for joining us here. Just watching some SmackDown, reacting to all things WWE Draft today. Mike saying, notice WWE commercial breaks more since watching AEW. I think I agree, Mike. I think the picture-in-picture breaks that AEW is doing definitely makes it more obvious how long WWE's breaks tend to go for because you don't have the wrestling to be watching on the side. Probably has to be setting up that we're getting the Edge and Rollins blow off third match coming up, right?
Probably Crown Jewel, and that's it.
Yeah. Saquon, suspecting we might be seeing another Charlotte-Becky feud coming. I mean, Becky hasn't been drafted yet. She is the one holding the title belt, so I would suspect she should be going to Raw with her belt. Or, sorry, not belt. That's a forbidden word, with her title. But either that or Becky's got to drop it to the EST or somebody, because we can't have both titles sitting on SmackDown. So either Becky's going or Becky's title is going without her, one of the two.
Solely despite Vince McMahon, I've had the belt loops on my pants enlarged so I can fit an actual title belt around my waist. So yes, it does in fact hold up my pants. It is a belt.
Kind of wish they'd run this a little bit where, like, every time you come back from a commercial break, they just have the announcement of, like, some of the supplemental picks, the smaller picks.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for.
You know, have the announcements for the big picks, but then have some supplemental stuff on the side as well.
Yeah, because it feels like it's almost an hour and it feels so slow.
Yeah, we've been through 2 rounds of picks through the first half of the show. We've only seen 4 names go to each show at this point. Hal just mentioned the picture-in-picture shows the difference between the two. WWE's TV show about wrestling, and AEW is a televised wrestling show. I mean, not necessarily wrong there. It just definitely puts the focus for AEW that the wrestling is to be paid attention to, whereas on WWE it feels like a lot of the match can obviously be skipped if we're cutting out half of the match in the middle. That just makes drafting him seem weird. You're not cleared yet, but we're going to draft you in the second round.
It's a WB logic. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'll be cleared from this career-threatening injury in 2 weeks.
Nice timing.
Yeah.
Is that what Kyle O'Reilly is like? Kyle O'Reilly has not been cleared to wrestle. It shows up 30 minutes later at the end of the show.
Kyle O'Reilly suffered a serious injury and won't be on TV or won't be able to wrestle for weeks. Kyle O'Reilly shows up at the end of the show to attack somebody.
And wrestles the next week. I'm like, sure, that's a long while.
Yep. Seth reminds me of somebody else with this look, and I can't pinpoint who.
I'm pretty sure it's a cocaine dealer. Pretty sure he had seen him outside high schools trying to sell kids cocaine.
Here I was thinking it might be like a pastor trying to sell religion. But...
Yeah, and same thing.
Oh.
I feel like we might spend like a Ric Flair robe at this point.
Yeah.
Outside your house?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Why was I picturing this? Because of what happened with like Cena and Edge and like before. Oh my god.
I mean,
oh yeah, run outside as if you're gonna to your house in a couple minutes.
It'd be funny if he actually gets there. I just happen to live outside this arena.
Oh my god.
just waiting for Beth Phoenix to like glam slam him.
Beth Phoenix with the Arn Anderson Glock.
Oh my gosh.
I'll throw this up, Hal, because I feel like this is a perfect segment to emphasize that WWE doesn't emphasize the wrestling part of their product. That we get a wonderful segment now of Seth Rollins in a home invasion.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the back of the jacket though.
I just like the jacket as a whole.
Also, Edge, I know you're Canadian, but you're living in the States. Dude, probably lock your doors.
Board in a barn? Like, close your fridge door. What kind of animal leaves the fridge open while you go and sit down?
Sorry, I just noticed the obvious production detail. They took the label off the clearly Tropicana orange juice because they can't label it. They took the front label off.
Oh, what? Oh,
because they're not a sponsor.
Yep.
He had to put it the other way too.
Yeah.
JPJ says they left the nutrition facts though.
Yeah.
I'm really bothered by the fact that he left the fridge door open. Yeah. And that dog's just laying there not caring at all. That'd be my dog laying in the background as somebody's like breaking and entering into my house.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of the cameramen's gonna close it.
He also left the front door open too, but now he closes it at least.
I mean, there's the alarm system that clearly doesn't work.
Well, I mean, it has to be armed in order to work, and they didn't even lock the door, the little alarm.
They just have an alarm system they don't intend to use.
I mean, I don't usually arm my alarm system when I'm just at home doing whatever, so...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Is he buying time?
I know Edge has an entire Toronto Maple Leafs room, which I know they can't go into because of copyright violations.
Yeah.
So that's one room Seth cannot break into.
I was like, is he buying time for Edge to get there?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So they're not even home?
Oh
I guess saying that Beth is at NXT.
Well, I don't know if you guys are a couple seconds behind, but Edge is on the phone with her and like he's telling her don't go home. So why was your door not locked if you're not home?
Yeah.
Too trusting. I can't do that.
I don't know where they're living nowadays. I don't think it's in the Toronto area anymore. I think it's somewhere in the States, but
it's in North Carolina.
Yeah, I was gonna say North Carolina, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, maybe. I remember, wasn't it AJ and Joe where Joe broke in and attacked AJ's wife? So
Wendy.
I mean, in all fairness, truly a beautiful home, Edge. I mean,
that's my thought here, JPJ. I mean, Beth isn't a slouch. I would put money on Beth to beat down Seth if she caught him off guard.
yeah.
Oh, let's see how long this ladies match lasts.
We get Carmella versus who? Also, pretty sure this is the first ladies segment we've had. Or no, I guess Charlotte had her interview. We had a Charlotte interview, and now we've got a Carmella match. What, no eyeballs on her top today?
Thank you for giving me the hint of who it is. Not that I would think it will be anybody different, but
I mean, if I could live on a property anywhere close to the size of the Hardy compound, Hal, absolutely, I'd move to North Carolina.
oh, that's the same guy that had the all the multiple signs at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Which one? The one with the Ranma 1/2 sign?
Yeah.
A rematch? No way, JPJ. That never happens. This is a brand new first-time matchup. I've never seen Liv and Carmella in my life before. What are you talking about?
I mean, all these rematches.
A very unique matchup. I don't know who will win.
All these completely unique matchups is why we need a draft.
Yes.
We're so desperate at this point.
I mean, at least on SmackDown, there was still plenty of challengers that Becky hadn't faced yet, but I listed them off on Raw on Monday night that I'm pretty sure every single woman on Raw except Mia Yim had a chance against Charlotte in the last month. I mean, you're not wrong, Boss Pedal, but at the same time, we did get Bianca drafted in the first round of the draft. So, I mean, that's still a win for diversity. I mean, all in all, 3 of the first 4 picks, we had Big E, Roman, and Bianca. That's something I never would have expected from WWE 10 years ago to see that level of diversity in the top of the card.
Yeah, that's true.
And here's hoping it doesn't take AEW 10 years to do the same thing.
I mean, AEW's getting a bad rap on that. When you look at it, and the Hispanic representation and the Asian representation in AEW, they don't have a lot of black representation, but they've got plenty of diversity in their roster.
Not in the men's main event picture.
In the women's? I mean, we had Red Velvet.
Yeah, in the women's, yes.
The last month.
But I'm saying the men's main event picture.
The men's?
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah, I was talking to my friend when I was doing WrestlePlug earlier. That's what I was saying is like they don't have black representation, but they have like Asian and a lot of Hispanic representation in AEW.
Yeah, like you've got Lucha Bros as the tag champions right now. You've got Sammy as the brand new TNT champion. Like, sure, you've got Kenny running the top of the card there, but you've got the rest of the way down. You've got representation all throughout. So. If we could simply get to a point where we have Powerhouse Hobbs ready to take that next step, I think we could get there soon enough.
Yeah.
I think this Team Taz and CM Punk stuff is going to be a fun story to play out over the next little while.
Yeah.
JPJ agreeing too on Powerhouse. Boss shouting out that Bianca is awesome, and so I will put it up because Bianca is awesome. There's a reason she's the EST of WWE. Send Hook.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I keep saying I want Hook to get his first match and his first win in AEW against CM Punk. Punk wants to put over young talent, give a win to brand new talent like Hook.
I finish all my prayers every night by saying send Hook. Amen.
Is this going to end up being like interrupted by Zelina and Tony? So.
Nope. It's going to end up with Carmella doing her best Sheamus impression. What? What?
What in the world?
What is that? It's horrifying. Like, I know
We
we're
had-
into October and Halloween season now, but
No, we had Seamus and then Mandy and out her with it too. Like, come on, how many do we need? Oh my god, that was terrifying.
we got dashing Carmella.
Oh my god.
It's only smoke and mirrors, Mike.
And now she's gonna win because she can wrestle now that her face isn't in the way. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I don't even know right now. Like, what?
And she's, oh my god.
So that wasn't even a match? What? I'm confused.
Wow.
I don't even know what that was.
Yeah.
I really don't. No, JPJ, I don't think it did. But now we're into the third round of the draft.
So we're getting Becky this round?
Apparently, we're starting out with a team that I didn't even realize was a team.
So to answer your question from earlier, Astrid, 0 seconds. 0 seconds is how long that match lasted.
Yep. I mean, the segment I think lasted about 5, but most of that was just them putting the mask on Carmella's face.
Yeah.
It's a trick question. There is not going to be a match.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get a free Moss along with a Happy Corbin, I mean, it's a 2-for-1 special, right? Buy one, get one free. Mike the ref apparently is even ahead in the comments of what I am on TV right now.
Oh, dang it.
I mean, going to SmackDown, at least I have a little bit more confidence that it can be done right.
God, I really hope they do them well in SmackDown and don't do like Sanity or like they have one match and disappear, then break them up and put them back together.
Was it the third round, first NXT call-up? Not bad.
Yeah.
I'm just afraid of it, but we'll see.
Yeah. And then we get Bearcat staying on her off. Was an interesting round.
Yeah.
I'm wondering maybe Becky just isn't in today's half of the roster. Maybe she's being held for Monday.
Yeah, probably held for.
I know they didn't actually release like the split of the half and half this year like they did the last time, I think, but they did mention that half the roster would go today and half would go on Monday. So. Kind of weird that you'd have both of your top men's champions and one of your top women's champions today and then leave the other for Monday.
That's what I was thinking, yep.
I love seeing these 4 guys interact with each other. This is just fun. It's raining solo cups. Some comments here from JPJ as well that Hit Row on Friday nights is a big deal, but absolutely makes me nervous. Apparently, Becky did tweet out that she's in the Monday group, so my guess is the man will be first overall on Monday then. Hal too. I need to have some big stars left for Monday or it's just dull, I suppose. USA probably wouldn't appreciate it if you get to Monday and all the big names are already gone. Mike, I mean, is there a free agency? Do we have free agents still? Can we sign Heath Slater to a deal? I feel like I haven't watched Impact yet, but I feel like I saw he showed up this week.
Yeah.
I think he might still be a free agent, though. Maybe he's just bouncing around. We can get him back on Raw. Give me some 3MB. I want to see Heath Slater with Drew and Jinder in his corner winning a title. Dara hopping in the chat. What's going on, Dara? Yep, hit row. Definitely surprised, but not entirely surprised to see them go today. Lots of rumblings, lots of rumors, and officially confirmed. And Dara confirming too for me. Heath did come back to Impact. Brock and Goldberg as free agents. I mean, Goldberg could probably be a free agent. I think Brock might be one of those names that's a held for Monday night's draft. I don't know if Goldberg's on any kind of exclusivity deal to one show or the other right now. He might be on that Edge deal where he's just bouncing around wherever they want to bring him.
I wonder if they're going to draft Alexa, though, because supposedly she's taking time off.
Maybe they don't. Or maybe she just ends up being a supplemental pick. Curious to see what we get of an Alexa coming back afterwards, though.
I feel bad for Lily.
Justice for Lily t-shirts.
Poor Lily.
I've started a $3,000 Kickstarter. Save Lily.
Charlotte has no heart. How dare you destroy some girl's little doll? I've always been a fan of Alexa, though. All the way back to the Blake and Murphy days, I always enjoyed what Alexa does when she's given a chance with a microphone and in the ring. So whatever she comes back with, I'm sure it can't be too bad.
Yeah, I remember watching her in NXT when she was like the Tinkerbell-ish character, and that's what Renee was calling her in commentary.
Never noticed that the brand free agents never rock up on NXT. Well, of course not. It's developmental. Why would a Goldberg show up on NXT development?
It was something we enjoyed, so they had to ruin it a bit.
And I mean, we did get some periodically in the past where we had the Tyler Breezes showing up or Cesaro's showing up, or occasionally some of those guys popping up for one-off matches here and there. So we get New Day and Street Profits versus the Dirty Dogs and the Alpha Academy. I still cannot get used to Otis without a beard.
I feel bad for Rudo. He's been, even though he's been Ziggler, they've been doing nothing.
I mean, I feel kind of bad for Ziggler too, but
I know, but Ziggler had his run at least. Rudo has barely done anything.
Like, Ziggler is the type of person, he's happy what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He's making good money. He gets time to do stand-up.
Yeah, the comedy stuff.
Yeah.
To me, Ziggler's kind of fallen into that Jack Swagger hole of being a champion that was never really respected as a champion. Yeah, how Edge heading down to NXT after the Rumble win was a nice nod to at least acknowledge what they were doing down there and give a little bit of that hype and that recognition that maybe Edge will go challenge for an NXT title. And JPJ shouting out Ziggler should be an all-timer. I mean, isn't he? Pretty sure he's at least close to a Grand Slam champion at this point. If not already there. He is a Grand Slam champion. He's definitely one of the most underappreciated ones of them.
Mm-hmm.
Ziggler, despite being a long touring comic, still has never played the biggest comedy festival in the world, the Montreal Just for Laughs Festival. Wrestlers who have, there are two, Mick Foley, and having his first ever improv show, technically at Just for Laughs, Sami Zayn.
Okay, I need to find that now because Sami Zayn on Just for Laughs is probably fantastic.
Oh, I was at the show. It was a small show, but it was a very good. He did 3 in total, I think, so far. He did like 2 advertised and 1 he did as a secret show because he didn't want he wanted to see the reaction of like non-fans.
Oh yeah. Now how is a Just for Laughs show a small show? Because I thought that comedy festival was huge.
It is, but like it's like spread all through the city in every venue they possibly can. Because like when it was going pre-pandemic, there's like a whole bunch of shows a night, like 3-4 in a venue, one after another. Like so their main like bigger areas.
Yeah, Mike just threw it up there too. What my thought was that I was about to get out. So it's kind of like the Fringe Festival that we have then.
Yeah.
Our Fringe Festival is stand-up, like just live theater as opposed to stand-up comedy.
Yeah, there's also Fringe here.
Yeah,
which Zach worked on.
Like our man Zach, like Zach Ralph.
Zach Ralph, yeah. He has worked on shows, I believe. I think he's mentioned that before for the Montreal Fringe Festival.
I had no idea, so I learned something new today.
Yeah.
So what do we think of the third round of picks there? What do we get? We got Happy Corbin and Mad Cat Moss.
I can't with that name.
Rhea and Nikki back to Raw or staying on Raw. Who else did we get going to SmackDown there?
You got Bearcat staying on Raw.
Oh yeah, Bearcat on Raw.
And hit Row to SmackDown, yeah.
Right, that's what it was. So I wonder what that means for the Hit Row LDF feud.
There goes the War Games.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I mean, you probably could still have them in NXT for a little bit to blow off that feud, especially if these changes aren't taking effect until after Crown Jewel. You still have a couple weeks.
Probably one big match of like group versus group to end it off.
Yeah.
Unless Legato gets drafted as well, and then we just move the feud to the main roster. I would be okay with that. Debut them with their feud against each other.
But Swerve is also the North American champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And hasn't defended the title since he won it from Bronson. Which is weird that you're now drafting a champion who's held the belt without defending it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, are they going to do like they did with Paige and just be like, yeah, you stripped out the title?
Or Carmelo. Have Carmelo take it from him.
Yeah.
Have Hit Row and Legato both move up and you have Carmelo take the title?
Because they said they don't take effect until Crown Jewel, so we have 1, 2, 4, or no, I guess like maybe 3 shows before Crown Jewel for NXT.
Yeah, so there's time. We just had the BFAB and Elektra match. We've got a chance for like the tag teams of Top Dollar and Ashanti against Mendoza and Wild, and then possibly have that North American title match. Have Carmelo come in and cash in, or whatever we want to call it, and have him either insert himself into it or just take the title immediately afterwards. Pluggo throwing out his best Hit Row in chat as well. happy to see Gable in a somewhat serious role now. I don't think he'll ever do what I want him to do in WWE, but at the very least, it's nice to see him getting regular TV time.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucked having him and Jason like break up the way they did. It just like they didn't get like that proper ending.
Well, breaking up the way they did, but also it really sucked just what went down with Jason Jordan and his health and his injury and whatnot.
Yeah, and so young too.
Yeah. I mean, he's still working backstage in the production team as far as I understand. But.
Yeah. It's like reminds me of Cody because I was watching Cody in NXT, so it just like it made me really upset that he couldn't really get like drafted to the main roster officially as a performer.
Yeah. It's like Tyson Kidd as well, just what happened with him and having that in-ring part of his career taken from him at so young. It's, blessing in disguise in some ways that he's turned it into what he has in terms of doing what he's doing with the women on the roster and really elevating the women's division as a whole. But Tyson Kidd had so much ability and so much talent that it was unfortunate to see him gone so soon.
Yeah, I loved him and Cesaro together so much.
I mean, I love everyone that Cesaro is teamed with. Every tag team they put Cesaro in, he is just, at this point in his career, for me, he's mostly a tag team specialist.
Yeah, if only he could get like a proper like run, but...
Yeah. When he teamed with Jack Swagger, when he teamed with Tyson Kidd, his team with Sheamus.
Yeah. He's really nice. I like when I met him. I think he was a heel at the time. I was afraid if he'll say something and not take a picture with me, but he did anyway.
Kofi almost stumbled there.
Yeah. In all fairness, there is a lot of stuff on those stairs. They left all their props there.
Glorious DDT. I don't know why it's still a glorious DDT when he's not glorious anymore.
Yeah.
But call it a dirty DDT.
Yeah, I love being at the tapings when the crowd would just go crazy for the song. And then Gargano and Ciampa with their videos too.
It was on my playlist for quite some time. Just driving down the road and all of a sudden, glorious.
Yeah.
Give Lucha a chance. That is my favorite crowd sign so far tonight.
I mentioned this, Cody, earlier, but I was at the draft when they had it in Montreal, which was like legitimately Redcon. A few months later, when they like launched SmackDown Live, they did a second draft. I'm doing a lot of this draft, but like there was the incredibly awkward moment where they accidentally spoiled the pick to the live audience by putting on the Jumbotron on commercial break, and it was the Viking Experience. So we got the live crowd reacting to the name before everyone else live. We're like, oh no, this is bad. Just the whole audience being, ooh, no, that's not what that should be called.
It's like for AJ's debut, when he debuted and they put the shot on Roman. I remember my brother and I were like, who the heck song is that? We can't see it. And then they had to release on YouTube the clip, like looking at the entrance. I was like, really? Should have done it in the first place.
Or the production when they missed Edge's first spear back.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Big no. Come on.
No NXT surprises yet, Alex. Other than the Hit Row one, which just hit. The only other one I'd possibly consider a surprise so far is the fact that Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss went in the third round, which seems really high to be taking Corbin right now. But I mean, I guess maybe they have big plans for Corbin to do things.
I guess that's why they did a trademark on the Happy Corbin one.
Yeah. Hal just popping in here correcting me on the Dolph as a Grand Slam champion. Very technically not, since his was the big gold belt before they retired it, and officially Grand Slam needs either the WWE or Universal, I guess. I think that goes for Swagger's was the big gold belt as well when he was around, right? Yeah. That big gold belt, which apparently just doesn't count the same as everything else anymore.
I want to replay Montez just dancing with his ribs saved up.
Need to gift that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure we can find Twitter.
Right? Or when he was holding that baby. I will never forget that.
I agree with Alex here. Maybe not hate. Hate's a strong word. But I definitely dislike this format where it's just like 2 picks and then a match and then a promo and then another match and then 2 picks. And definitely ways to go about it to get more names on the show and get people more invested in it, as opposed to just like very minimalistic and then check our Facebook or Twitter feeds later to see who else is there.
Yeah. Like, I get why they do it, because they need to keep people interested in the show.
Mike, if the cherry red or baby blue belts count, the big gold belt counts. I agree. I think big gold should count. I think there's a lot of guys who've held that big gold belt that didn't get to hold the cherry red or the all black as it was back then. The big W, whatever we want to call it. For some reason, the Universal Championship has no lineage at all. It's just created out of whole cloth. Yeah, right? Out of nowhere. So whatever was on that show prior to creating the Universal, it doesn't hold the same value. And Alex with a strong style dislike. Now, is that British strong style or New Japan strong style? I need to know.
I miss it when they were backstage changing their shirts when they changed brands and they looked at their friends like, I'm leaving you.
Yes. Okay. So it's all of the above. Yes, Mike. WWE revisionist history. Like how at one point Charlotte was a 20-time champion and now she's only a 12-time champion.
It's only convenient sometimes.
Suddenly all of her NXT title wins didn't hold the same weight anymore.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's maybe watching Xavier from TNA. I feel like he looked older in TNA than he does now.
Yeah. I love how weirded out for that like short period Xavier recently, like a year ago, shaved off his beard, and it weirded out the entire New Day and everyone else.
Yeah. He's just such a genuine nice guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like to see him complete the New Day trifecta on a world title as well.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Or at least just get us to the point where we have that New Day triple threat on a Mania card or a main pay-per-view card. Not even necessarily a feuding. Just put all 3 of them in the title hunt together as friends. Just, you know what? Let's go out there and put on a show, boys. We don't have to fight. We don't have to hate each other. We're friends. Afterwards. We're all friends. We'll support each other no matter who wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's Naomi, isn't it?
It's me. It's me. I'm getting drafted. It's happening, you guys. It's happening.
You weren't her choice.
Finally out of here. You all can suck it. Big time now.
You weren't her choice, Laurence. Somebody else backstage must have picked it for her.
Also, that means there's a spot on the Sunday brunch. Got it, Cody? You got it? Okay. Even before the Usos?
I mean, they're probably saving the Usos for Raw.
Yeah, so that means they're probably still on SmackDown because they have Roman on there too.
Oh. They're not being split up. Mr. Spencer Love's favorite getting drafted along with his dad.
That clip of him jumping, that was priceless.
Wait, so I wasn't drafted with Rey Mysterio? This stream is bullshit. I'm so angry. We were best friends. He said we get drafted together.
There we go.
I had to screen record the clip of Spencer because I didn't want to lose it from Twitch.
There's your future Universal Champion right there.
You're being so biased.
He said he wants a Universal title run before he retires. Now he's on the same show as the Universal title. Ooh, there's a big surprise for you, Alex.
Well, that I'm behind.
Astrid stream to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes. Oh,
They're breaking up the Gargano family.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I mean, he hasn't been in the way for a while anyhow. He basically got replaced by Dexter Lumis a month and a half ago or so.
He's been doing like SmackDown dark matches, so it kind of makes sense that he's getting drafted now.
Austin Theory going to Monday Night Raw there, Alex. That's our next surprise.
Yeah, do we get the comedic Austin Theory or what? Because that's what I wonder now.
As much as I love comedy Austin Theory, I would like to see actual serious Austin Theory.
We can reunite with Garza now.
Jeez, I'm so not used to seeing Jeff not painted up anymore. That's okay.
He looks like a regular human being now. I have the subtitles and I'm waiting for the subtitles to catch up, and that's why I'm behind. I feel like I forget what he sounds like because Heyman's always talking for him.
Hi, it's me, Brock Lesnar. I could finally use my natural speaking voice. I wonder why they had Paul Heyman with me the entire
wasn't
time.
A bad promo until the awkward wink at the end. I didn't mind that.
Oh my god, yeah, I just saw it.
Sweet and
that was almost a full body wink. Just every muscle.
Laurence, the network went against Ray's wishes and cut you out of the deal.
They're saving me for
As
Raw.
Confirmed by Daddy.
They're saving me for Monday Night Raw. I'm the big USA guy. It's happening. I am the ratings machine.
I mean, Ed was in here earlier calling Astrid and I our kids, but in Ed's notes during NXT, he calls Tommaso Daddy. So does that make Tommaso our granddaddy?
It's so nice you find your family lineage on here. Who needs 23andMe?
That connection, I would have never thought of.
Well, Alex has some big news for you. Laurence to AEW confirmed.
That's right, All Elite, baby. Take off this coat. It's over. No, I got drafted to Road to the Top. Or whatever.
Sorry.
I'm going to be on that reality show.
You're not actually drafted to AEW. You're drafted to AEW Dark.
Still getting paid, baby. Getting that Tony Khan money.
Clearly, I had Ed laughing something fierce because he can't even type properly.
Ed, are you late? Are you getting kidnapped? Is this a code? I've been watching a lot of Criminal Minds. I'm assuming this is a code you're trying to get to us. Should I get the BAU on this?
Oh my god. Garcia will find him in a second.
Yeah.
With our typing.
Yeah.
It's a very good question, Hal. There is no rhyme or reason to it. draft them individually, draft as a faction, draft as a tag team. WWE does what they feel like.
I mean, we
Why
did
you
it
wouldn't
too.
draft the bloodline together, I'm not sure. But
Like, let's be clear, in 2 weeks they might just break up Hit Row and takes the ones they like. It's what they do. They always ruin nice things.
We don't need that negativity in here. Thank you very
draft
much.
the faction, but don't keep the faction, and then draft them as individuals, but keep the faction.
Yeah.
Oh. Apparently, Dark Elevation's where you're going, Laurence.
Still decent money.
I'll take you to the show. It's okay.
Yeah.
There you go. And Astrid knows the route. She can drive you right there. Well, now we get the Bianca Sasha match.
So that should get decent time at least.
Yeah, I feel like this is probably our main event, and then maybe a couple picks afterwards.
I think those were the last picks. I
Were
think they said those were the last picks. Or they might have been the last picks of that round.
Maybe. Keeping the volume down to make sure it doesn't run through my microphone very much, so I'm only catching bits and pieces of the commentary when I'm not talking. Mike confirming last picks of the night, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
So we'll probably see some runoff throughout the night or later tonight of supplemental picks. Can anyone be drafted to NXT, or is the main roster just picking from the cookie jar?
I think they're just picking from the cookie jar here. I don't think anyone's going back down. Yeah.
I think that's the way this year's going. I think it is just a cookie jar. NXT 2.0, you've got plenty of cookies to take out and then going back in. You got to bake them fresh in the oven. It's basically NXT 2.0 right now is the oven that we're just baking in and waiting for them to be ready to take out.
Mm-hmm. I like the hands, but it's creepy seeing them move.
the weird CGI. Laurence and I talked about it with the bronze Roman Reigns at the start of the show. Just awkward sometimes, especially the side angle there where like the Sasha Banks name kind of went through the one hand.
Ooh, new attire though.
New pyro too, isn't that? Or maybe I just haven't watched Sasha since she got the pyro.
No, that's new. That's cool. It's different.
Bianca wearing red since she just got drafted to Raw. Like she was prepared with the right colored gear for the night at least.
I was going to say she would do that. Oh, another commercial.
What? Ooh. Goldberg live on Raw this Monday?
Yay.
Parece via satellite.
Yeah.
Woo! Apparently Elevation's better now, Laurence. You get to go to Dynamite and don't have to visit the cursed soundstage at Universal.
I want to go to Universal.
We can sneak in afterwards. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that how they break it down now? Elevation tapes before Dynamite, and then Dark is the one on the soundstage?
I guess.
I don't know. You're the one down there with all the inside info, naturally.
No, but I wonder. I think they do it probably monthly because the one I got tickets for that I couldn't go for, it was 2 tapings on the same day, and I think they taped out to 4 weeks. So I'm guessing like we'll probably get another email maybe this weekend for the next taping, so the next weekend after that.
We've been speculating on that throughout the show, Alex, that with Flair going, but we don't know where the Raw title is going to land yet. Or, sorry, the SmackDown title is going to land. Becky hasn't been drafted yet, so the title could go with her. The title could go with Belair. Sasha also hasn't been officially drafted yet, I don't think. So we've got plenty of question marks as far as the SmackDown title goes. And there's always the possibility Charlotte could drop her title and Becky or Sasha could hold the title on SmackDown going forward.
No swapping allowed. Thank you.
Just confuse us all. Put the red belt on the blue brand and the blue belt on the red brand.
Oh no, please don't say that. They'll hear us.
I mean, you don't want them trading the belts anymore, so the only alternative is keeping the wrong colored belts on each brand.
The bad things I gotta like about that is, like, let's say whoever faces Charlotte next, you probably know she's probably gonna lose it just because they want the title to stay on Raw. If it happens like that.
Yeah. It's no different than the WWE and the Universal titles. Is now that they've color coded them, in order to swap brands with them, you have to basically swap belts anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
Or just debut new belts, I guess, is what they did with the Universal title when they put it on SmackDown, right? Since it had been the red belt and the WWE title had been the black belt, and so they made it the blue belt and then kept the WWE title as red.
Telling you, that be logic.
Yep. It's a solid looking roster. Top Dollar and Ashanti Adonis versus New Day will be a fun matchup.
But does Naomi get a match now?
No. Sonya didn't even want to draft Naomi.
No.
She said that it wasn't her pick. Somebody else picked her. So.
And I could see them down the line possibly turning Hit Row face and feuding with Roman and the Bloodline. And like they could add Naomi to the Bloodline finally.
There you go. There's our confirmation. We've got Dark as the batch tapings at the soundstage and Elevations on Dynamite so they can pick up the local indie talent on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got the man in a poodle-looking fur coat. Like that sleeve looks like a poodle.
It's because it was.
I'm like, I just didn't want to watch Crown Jewel, but now I may have to watch Crown Jewel.
Right? It's like they're stacking up this card just to try and make people watch it.
Yeah, because probably going to have Rollins and Edge as well.
You have Brock and Roman. You're going to have this triple threat. You're going to have possibly that match.
Can Sasha Banks just tell Bianca, you don't go here now?
It's a very interesting look for Becky.
It's like Sasha's attire makes me feel like she's wearing like a knee brace.
Almost, right?
Yeah, it looks terrible. That
She almost looks like she's favoring that knee too a little bit.
Yeah, it almost feels like they're trying to hide something with it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
Makes me upset. I'm like, that this should have been SummerSlam. But
Yeah. I mean, Sasha's gear as a whole right now just looks really weird.
to me, it's the leg, especially.
The leg for sure, but like the weird kind of mesh on the back of the bottoms and stuff, it looks awkward. And maybe it's just the color of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say usually Mikasa has good color combinations. Of this one, I don't know how I feel about it.
Like it's like nude skin colored. It almost looks like it's not, but it is. Like it just looks like panties underneath something else.
Yeah.
Oh, not quite.
I like Bianca's facial expressions though.
Was there ever any confirmation of why Sasha was missing matches and stuff, or no?
I kept seeing like the reports it was like something personal like happening with her family, but after that I didn't see anything else like confirming what it was, but it was just like supposedly a family situation, but nothing was specified from what I saw.
That was a hard hit. What do we think? Do you think this is going to be a disqualification, no finish?
That'll suck. But am I gonna be surprised if it happens? Nope.
Oh, we've got this probable last commercial break before the end of the show. Just going to shout out again everybody who's joining us out there on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever you're watching from. If you found us on your own, if you joined us thanks to that amazing raid by Speedball Mike Bailey, wherever you found us from, appreciate you tuning in, watching along for the WWE Draft on SmackDown with us. Remember, give us a like, a follow, a subscribe on whichever platforms you're on there. All of our social medias and everything are scrolling through on the bottom of the feed right now.
I feel like I've seen more commercials than wrestling tonight.
Definitely seen more commercials than draft picks.
That too.
I mean, the couple matches that have stood out for me, or at least good matches, or have been, but
I mean, in all fairness, I just did buy 36 Mazdas, so it's working. I'm heavily in debt, but I have a lot of Mazdas.
I haven't seen any Mazda commercials.
All I guess insurance.
Yeah.
I already have one. I don't need more, okay? Being in Florida, you get lawyers, car accidents, and insurance.
Does that explain why every time I watch Impact, all I see is insurance commercials?
Yeah.
And
Most
Dr.
likely.
Ho. Dr. Ho's back and joint pain remedy systems. That's it. I see those more times than anything else.
So I was like, don't forget to dial this number when you get to a car accident. I'm like, I know.
Yes, sir, Ed. Big E went first overall to Monday Night Raw, and Kofi and Xavier went, I think, in the second round. At the end of the second round, they went to SmackDown. So, yes, they moved Big E to Raw to win the title, but then still split them up. So, no New Day triple threat at this year's Mania, probably.
Oh, and I forgot, whenever it's on Fox, it's always the other sports too. I got a lot of football commercials.
There's the Queen's Crown tournament again. Two epic tournaments begin on the season premiere of SmackDown. Who will rule? Oh, wow, that starts next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose that makes sense if they're leading up to the crown jewel to crown them.
Yep, probably. I mean, at least it'll give us another gross match.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm counting them.
I mean,
I assume JPJ is still very angry about the New Day split, is what this comment is in reference to.
I don't blame you, JPJ. I'm upset too.
I looked it up. Kofi just turned 40 this year, so he's, we might be running out of years if we ever actually want to get that New Day triple threat in.
Yeah.
Big E and Xavier are still both at 35, which,
well, like Xavier stated, like I think when his contract runs out, he's going to be done. He's already probably looking to move the next step of his career.
Yeah,
like he's openly stated, like he's not going to be doing this forever. He's already got his backup plan all set up.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll enjoy just doing video games from home and doing up, down, down like that.
Yeah, and
he loves that as it is.
Yeah, I think the reaction that they got when Adam Cole left and just the feedback and the love that DeParty got about them not being able to do their stuff anymore now with Chugs and Breeze gone, I wouldn't be surprised to see Woods and Cesaro both end up going their own way so that they can reunite DeParty.
I didn't even watch it. I got emotional watching that video.
Yeah.
Ed has an idea here. If Woods wins King of the Ring, Kofi wins the Rumble, and both challenge Big E. There you go.
Yeah, I was thinking the Rumble.
That's two. The King of the Ring and the Queen tournament, they have to lead to a title shot and not just I have a King or Queen gimmick for the next few months. Like there should be actual stakes to it because like lately hasn't led to a title shot, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
but that was how it was back in the 90s, right? Was the King got a title shot.
Yeah. Like it used to be at SummerSlam, but like maybe at Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
Make Survivor Series at least somewhat important.
Yeah. Except Survivor Series is the night when the brands face off, so we end up with the two titles facing each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, I think WWE has some goodwill towards Breeze in some sense on that right now, that Breeze didn't have to leave the way Chugs did because Breeze isn't wrestling anywhere else, isn't on TV producing or promoting any other program. So I think as long as Breeze is kind of in a neutral party in it, WWE isn't as opposed as they would be with an Adam Cole being on a competitor.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
There you go. Ed agrees with you, Laurence.
Yep, yes it does.
King Woods. I'm still on board for King Ricochet, but that's just me.
Also, Woods has been sneaking on to other people's Twitch streams, like he was on Evil Uno's 2 weeks ago, when he was raising money for the Canadian Cancer Society.
Yeah.
Him and Dakota Kai sort of snuck on near the end.
Yeah. Hopefully WWE production isn't following us and we just exposed that big news to the world.
Well, in all fairness, he tweeted about it.
I mean, Astrid and I have already determined that NXT production is in our Slack chat. So
yeah.
I think there might be a rule that they're just not allowed to appear on camera with them because like he just did over voice.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's probably the camera. That happened like with Charlotte and AAA, for example. She was backstage for that reason.
Yeah.
Because that's how they are. As long as you don't have your likeness on TV or like on screen somehow, they're fine with it.
I'd be okay with the King or Queen gimmick just played out that like they face the champion at the Rumble even. I think we've talked about it on a React or a brunch before too, the possibility of doing the King and Queen gimmick as a replacement for the Money in the Bank contract too, where you just get to like call your shot kind of thing. Maybe not a like run in and cash in kind of thing, but call your shot in advance. You know, this is the pay-per-view I'm going to be cashing in on.
I don't know.
My God.
Oof, that was cool. But yeah, no, I like the idea. I like the Money in the Bank tournament because it is the match because it does add like anything could happen at any time.
Yeah.
Which with like WWE is stagnant as a whole, and I like the King of the Ring is its own separate thing, which is like I have this title match coming up. Like it should be used as a way to vault somebody who isn't in the main event picture that much, or like or a mid carder into that. Like I'm finally getting a shot at the title because like I worked my way up through this tournament and I'm finally getting a shot.
Yeah, you can play it very much like what Carmelo is with the breakout contract right now too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it can be used for any title match at any time in the future.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was laughing about Ed's comic because I remember watching that in TN.
I vaguely remember the name of the Highlanders, but I don't actually remember this event when it happened.
I remember because I told my brother, I was like, that guy looks so familiar. And then they pointed him out in the camera.
Wow.
And I was like, nope. What?
Okay.
Took me a moment. I was like, what the heck is this? Man, it's only Bailey missing.
That, Mike the Ref, was the end of the SmackDown main event.
Yeah.
And Ed clarifying, I think, on the Highlander stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the end of SmackDown. We got, 6 picks to each show?
Yeah. I mean, there were some surprises, some that we sort of saw coming. Like, everyone, I don't see them moving Roman. That surprised me at all.
Yeah. Yeah, keeping Roman and Big E on their respective shows is good for the title scene, that you just keep your titles where they are.
Yeah.
Clearly, they created some intrigue on what's going to happen with Becky's belt and Charlotte's belt now that they're on the same show together.
Yeah.
Still no mention of the Usos, so clearly they're being held for the second night of draft as well. Will the Usos stay with the bloodline, or will the Usos be separated? You've got Roman and Naomi both on SmackDown now, so.
And then Becky and Rollins too.
Yeah. Yeah, neither one of Becky or Rollins got drafted. We got RK Bro staying on Raw, though, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, plenty to still see on Monday night.
Yeah. But still possible surprises, more call-ups, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe we get that Legato call up. Maybe we get something else crazy. Surprised we didn't see Pete Dunne's name called today, but maybe he's in the Monday pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I like that they ended it giving the women the women's titles the shine at the end.
Yeah.
As it's the most intrigue going into, it's the thing the most up in the air going into Raw.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I mean, Charlotte doesn't really have a challenger lined up for her title right now, but Becky has 2 challengers, and one of them has already been drafted to Raw. So Becky could get drafted, Sasha could get drafted, neither could get drafted, and Bianca could win it. Charlotte could drop it to Doudrop. But Any final thoughts from you guys?
I mean, I forgot that we haven't gone like Ali and Mansoor, or nothing with Mia so far either.
Yeah. Some supplemental picks for sure that'll be rolling in later tonight, I'm sure. But some bigger names. I mean, the mid-card titles haven't went yet either, right? So we've got Damian Priest and Shinsuke are both still out there.
Mm-hmm. And
somebody else could, split up Shinsuke and take Rick Boogs.
Number 1 on Raw next week.
Yeah, first overall pick on Raw. Rick Boogs.
No, just his guitar.
And then second overall, we'll go to Commander Aziz.
Yeah.
No, I think we can call it there, though. Show's done. It was a fun show. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. I'm going to pop up these guys one by one here, give you guys the full screen so you can tell us where we can find you. Let's start with Miss Astrid.
Well, as usual, when I'm out here on Twitter, I'm at Astrid Pizarro, and sometimes I'll be on WrestlePlug as well. So I don't think we have Saturday Reacts this week, but we have NXT on Tuesday, and then Saturday Reacts next week again. And that's it.
Laurence.
Oh, big screen. All right. I am at CartSayNDG on Instagram and Twitter, and I will be on Blowing Off stream tomorrow night. We'll be playing a bunch of games.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And I'm Cody. You can find me on Twitter, on Twitch, at Cody Defoe. You can find me here. Come back onto the channel in about an hour's time. I will be joined again by Matt and Mel this time as we go through breaking down our third show of NJPW G1 Climax Reacts. An awesome 4 nights worth of action in the last week for us to break down. We'll look ahead at what's coming up this weekend into the next couple of shows. Talk about all the action. Come join us. Talk some NJPW wrestling. Got to talk some WWE for the last couple hours. So let's jump across the pond and talk about what's going on over there. That's it for me. I'm also here Tuesday nights on NXT. I am here on sometimes Saturdays for Reacts, Blowing Off streams, Sunday brunch, wherever you can find me. As far as the channel here, we've got all of everything popping up at the bottom there. Going to give a quick shout out here to our amazing sponsor, Rich King at RK Athletics. Follow them on all social media platforms at RK Athletics 1. They handle a lot of fitness and workout equipment and just athletic needs. Give them a wonderful follow. They are a great group, and Rich is an awesome person who just helps us out so much here at Love Wrestling, and we appreciate everything he has done for us. As for the rest of us, that's Astrid, that's Laurence, I'm Cody. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in.